Moving on. Sorry to be bouncing around here. There's a lot of records to get through. So if I'm not being clear or something, let me know. But the date of September 17, 2022, there was a search warrant executed at Mr. Pahl's residence, correct?
That's correct.
And at that time, his cell phone was seized by detectives?
That's correct.
Was the contents of that cell phone extracted?
Yes.
So the data was removed from the device and saved on some hard drive in the computer lab, correct?
That's correct.
And a working copy is made for you as one of the detectives to go through that device and see if there's anything of interest.
Yes.
Okay. For the witness only, please, Exhibit 150. Is it up?
Yes.
What are we explaining, sir?
This is going to be the forensic download package of Mr. Pahl's phone from that search warrant on September 17th of 2022.
Okay. And again, if we were to print this out, how many pages would it be?
Probably thousands of pages.
Okay. So this is a digital copy of the extraction of Mr. Pahl's 2002 cell phone.
Yes.
Okay. Move to admit 150, Your Honor.
Any objection? No, sir. It's admitted.
Now for the witness only, please, Exhibit 147. Detective Plennis, in the cell phone extraction, were you able to review Skype messages between Mr. Matthew Pahl and one of the women in the Philippines that he had been communicating with?
Yes.
Actually, two women, correct?
That's correct.
Before we get into these records, let's talk about that a little bit. Skype is a messaging app?
Messaging and calling app.
Okay.
Videos and calls and messaging.
Okay. And did you see in Mr. Pahl's device repeated evidence that Mr. Pahl was communicating with two individuals in the Philippines?
Yes.
And did they have a Skype account also?
They would have, yes, had a Skype account.
Okay. And so let's talk about the first woman, okay? A username of Beautiful Disaster, does that sound familiar?
Yes.
And did that person, were you ever able to positively identify or learn the true identity of Beautiful Disaster?
Yes.
What was her name?
Her name was Sherlyn Valente.
Okay. And was there another woman?
Yes.
What was her username?
I believe it was Meijin.
Can you spell that?
I believe it was Mejyn.
Okay. And did you learn the true name or identity of Meijin?
Yes.
What was her
I think it
name?
was Norma Jean Desierto.
You want to take a shot at spelling that?
Normanjyan.
Okay. You don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure.
Would it be in your police report?
It would be.
Okay. Do you want me to provide that now or later, Your Honor? I could do it pretty quick.
That name's listed on 147, it looks like.
Excellent. Sure enough, it is. Okay. So is 147 still on your screen, sir?
Yep.
All right. See if you could pass the spelling test this time.
So it is Normijyn, and then Desierto, Desierto.
All right. And we're going to go back, or I'm sorry, 149, if you could put that up so we can get the correct spelling for Sherlyn Valente.
That will be Sherlyn, and Valente, Valente.
Okay. In addition to their usernames, did you know were they sometimes referred to by their profession, or at least what they told Mr. Paul their profession was?
Yes.
Please describe.
Ms. Valente was referred to as the teacher, and Ms. Desierto was the nurse.
Okay. And was one of them also at times referred to as the virgin or a virgin?
Yes, Ms. Desierto.
Okay. Did you ever get a chance to speak to these women?
Yes.
Through your investigation? Each
Yes.
of them?
Both of them, yes.
Okay. You didn't fly to the Philippines.
No, we did not.
How did you interview them?
We had assistance with their National Bureau of Investigation. They had an agent that helped us locate and do a recorded video call with them.
And they were, at the time of your interview at least, still residing in the Philippines, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go back to 147 that I had started with. And can you please identify 147?
147 is going to be a excerpt from Skype chats between Mr. Paul and Ms. Desierto.
And these were taken right from his device,
Correct.
okay? Is this a true and accurate representation of those messages that you reviewed?
Yes.
Move to omit 147, permission to publish.
No objection. All right, 147 is admitted.
So if you could, sir, begin, we're going to read the entries. It's not too long, but if you could please read who the message is from, the direction, the timestamp, and then the body, please.
All right. We'll start with Matthew Paul, outgoing, August 24th, 2022. It says 8:01 a.m. Look, I just threw out my favorite pair of tennis shoes, specifically made for tennis, made in the USA, and they're very expensive and hard to find. But when I had my accident, I blew out the whole bottom of the shoe from the impact. Can we just continue on?
Yes, please.
Matthew Paul, outgoing, August 24th, 2022, 4:08 p.m. After that, I have to go out tonight for a little bit. Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022, 7:55 p.m. Sitting in truck, just listening to the woods, so quiet. It has an emoji, but I can't exactly tell what that is.
Okay.
Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022, 8:01 p.m. Yes, that's what I'm doing, looking at the woods. You ever get that feeling when you're stuck in the middle and you don't care if you sit there or if you go to the store? Well, that's where I'm at. Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022, 8:02 p.m.
That's appears to be a duplicate.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks like a duplicate of the previous one.
All right, next one, line 6.
Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022, 8:03 p.m. I'm really worried about something, but I can't tell you through text. It's not about me, though.
Next.
Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022, 9:06 p.m. Eating a snack, an emoji, watching my documentary, but I'm still worried. Then there's an Norma Jean Desierto incoming, so this would be a text from Norma Jean Desierto. 8/24/2022, 9:06 p.m. Can you share just a little bit about that, hun? Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/24/2022. Can't text certain things. Watching about drug cartel. Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/25/2022, 8:15 a.m. But I have to go to store today for things I need, and I'm really worried about somebody in my circle. Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/26/2022 at 6:04 a.m. Yes, I feel out watching YouTube, but I woke up with a bad feeling. Matthew Paul, outgoing, 8/26/2022, 6:05 p.m. I know, but I don't think it's over. Remember, I told you I have a bad feeling. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 8/26/2022, 9:24 p.m. I really don't know. My mind is going in circles, but I did call my dad. He's kind of worried too. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 8/26/2022, 9:25 p.m. How many days have you been in that situation, hon? I mean, when you started to worried about that certain matter. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 8/26/2022, 9:31 p.m. I really don't know. My mind is going in circles, but I did call my dad. He's kind of worried too. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 8/28/2022 at 7:19 a.m. I have to shave, hon. Something happened, hon. I can't explain in text. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 8/28/2022, 7:19 a.m. Was it related to the matter you were worried about? Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 8/28/2022 at 7:21 a.m. There was an incoming call from Desierto that was missed. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 8/28/2022 at 11:21 a.m. There's a 2-hour, 16-minute, 43-second call from Desierto to Mr. Pahl. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022 at 3:22 p.m. Good morning, hon. Outside doing my bike laps, then another workout. Anyway, went online for tickets when I got back for a few, and am starting process by giving them my email and getting notices for prices of flights. But I can't sit on my butt for too long. I needed to get out here because it's beautiful. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022, 6:18 p.m. Yeah, probably relax and take a look at these ticket sites again. I wish it could help me. I just have no patience for that. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022 at 7:34 p.m. Silly, sure. I'll listen to anything once. I'm more worried about getting this plane ticket. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022, 8:11 p.m. Other one is called vacay.com or vacay.com. Either one, I'm looking for a one-way ticket from Chicago O'Hare to the Philippines, most likely Manila. Then 2 days before I leave, I will buy a throwaway ticket to go to Thailand or Vietnam. You have to do this if you plan on staying longer than 30 days, but I think you know this. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022, 8:15 p.m. Also, the above Skyscanner or Kaye.com also have good deals for airline tickets. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022 at 9:36 p.m.
Just a second, I'm sorry. Kaye is K-A-Y-A-Y. That's how it's spelled in this, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022, 9:36 p.m. Time doesn't really matter, but I think I'm looking for a flight leaving possibly at the end of the month or beginning of next month. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/1/2022 at 9:38 p.m. Last time I checked, this month was September. End of this month to beginning of November is my target date to launch. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/3/2022, 1:21 a.m. I also found a good flight to schedule out of here at the end of the month before I fell out last night. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/3/2022, 7:28 a.m. As of last night, before I nod out, I still found flights at the end of the month. One way, relatively reasonable. I see the foot doctor at the end of the next week, so hopefully he'll clear me with no problems. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/9/2022, 2:55 p.m. Call me quick for just 2 minutes. Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/9/2022, 2:57 p.m. Okay, because I'm sorry I can't explain this, but I'm going to have to delete your contacts, so just keep it up, and I'll have to get a hold of you, but you can try when you're done. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 2:58 p.m. Does it relate to matter you've been worried? Matthew Pahl, outgoing 9/9/2022 at 2:58 p.m. If I have to delete you, I'll write it down. What you have here, Mejin, M-E-J-Y-N. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 2:59 p.m. Hun, you have to say yes or no. I can't play around on the phone now. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 3:38 p.m. Missed call. Norma Jean Desierto, 9/9/2022, 3:39 p.m. Missed call. So I'm sorry, those were 2 incoming missed calls to Mr. Paul. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 3:39 p.m. Sorry. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 3:39 p.m. Can I call now? Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 3:39 p.m. Yes. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 3:47 p.m. There's a 7-minute and 25-second incoming call to Mr. Paul. Norma Jean Desierto, 9/9/2022, 3:48 p.m. It says Norma Jean Desierto. It's N-O-R-M-I-J-Y-N, and then Desierto, D-E-S-I-E-R-T-O. Phase 1, B, the number 10, L, the number 7, second, Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022 at 4:27 p.m. Zip code Hun. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 4:27 p.m. Okay, it's 8,000, so 8000 Hun. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 4:29 p.m. Just Philippines and that. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/9/2022, 4:29 p.m. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 8:51 p.m. Made it home for now. And then Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 9:31 p.m. Made it home for now. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/9/2022, 10:47 p.m. Sorry, my dad's here. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/14/2022 at 7:34 a.m. If you don't hear from me because something happens, I'll get with you ASAP. Norma Jean Desierto, incoming 9/14/2022, 7:41 a.m. Are you okay? Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/14/2022 at 8:09 a.m. Yes, for now. I, and praying hands emoji, have faith. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/15/2022 at 6:13 a.m. I'm on my email work. Yes, I have to meet Dad, and we have business and bank appointment. I'll send pic later. Matthew Paul, outgoing 9/15/2022 at 2:59 p.m. Driving back from Dad's, got my banking business done for overseas traveling, have one more meeting to finish next week.
Need a drink of water?
I might in a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Detective. In addition to text messages like this, did Mr. Paul speak with Ms. Desierto on a frequent basis?
Yes.
Like how frequent?
I would say they talked, I would say daily.
Okay. And were their conversations sometimes sexual in nature?
They were.
And were they as if Mr. Paul were making plans to travel to the Philippines and be with Ms. Desierto?
Yes.